Hello, this is the Happy Families podcast. I'm Dr. Justin Coulson. What if I told you that there is a scientifically proven intervention that could make your family 9% less likely to die prematurely, that could reduce your kids' anxiety and depression, and it would cost you absolutely nothing. Big Pharma is not involved. You don't have to have a script. You don't need to see the GP. You don't need to take a tablet every day. Imagine if you could get in a tablet. What would that do? People would pay money for this. And what if I told you that Americans have been doing it for about 400 years, but we Australians are missing out? It's November 27 in a few days. Kids are going to be finishing school. Families are exhausted. Christmas stress is building. It's starting to get hot. Meanwhile, across the Pacific, millions and millions and millions of American families are gathering around tables. They're going around sharing what they're grateful for, not because they're more religious or more sentimental than us, but because they've built a ritual that science now proves is transformative. Today, Kylie and I are going to make the case that Australia should adopt Thanksgiving. No, not the turkey, not the pilgrims. The practice of deliberate, family-centered gratitude. And I've got Harvard research and a whole bunch of other great ideas to back me up. Stay with us. Hello, this is the Happy Families podcast. Welcome along. So good to have you here. If you're new, my name's Dr. Justin Coulson. I'm here with my wife, Mrs. Happy Families, Kylie. We're the parents of 6 kids, and this is the podcast that gives you real parenting solutions every single day. It's Australia's most downloaded parenting podcast. Kylie, could be a provocative one, could be a controversial one, but I'm making the argument today. We are making the argument today. Thanksgiving is good. And Australia should, we're happy to jump on board with Halloween, which is meaningless, nuff sort of stuff, running around, knocking on doors and asking for sugar. And yet the one tradition that is really useful that Americans are right into, we turn up our noses. We don't really seem to like it. And there's good evidence for why we should be doing it.
We've been practicing gratitude with our kids since the beginning of time, it feels like. And one of the favourite topics around the dinner table is what are we grateful for? And we're supposed to share one thing, but inevitably...
Oh, like an hour and a half later, we're still there.
It
the
goes
kids
for a while.
Go. 6 daughters, hello.
But I'm interested to know what the research says about gratitude.
Yeah. Actually, before I even complain about the 6 girls, our son-in-law doesn't mind sharing what he's grateful for as well. He thought it was really weird at first, and now he just loves it. Let me tell you about just a couple of recent findings. There is now a couple of decades of really strong gratitude research. A study published in 2024, study from Harvard, nearly 50,000 nurses were tracked over a couple of years. Those who scored highest on gratitude had 9% lower mortality from any cause. So this is not some dodgy online survey. This is published in one of the world's top medical journals, controlling for everything like health and religion and lifestyle and involvement in life, like social relationships, even optimism. Can you imagine if there was a pill that reduced your risk of death by 9%? People will be paying big dollars for this, right? This is legit, but this is free, and so therefore people aren't doing it. Just paying attention to what you're grateful for. Another study, neuroscience data seems to show that when we express gratitude, it lights up something known as the ACC, the anterior cingulate cortex, and also the medial prefrontal cortex. I know I just said a whole bunch of big words that nobody really cares about. I'm so sorry. But these are the brain regions that we use for moral reasoning. They're the brain regions that we use for emotional connection. In other words, gratitude helps us to connect with people better, and it makes us more moral. What's really interesting is gratitude also reduces activity in the amygdala, which is the brain's...
Oh, I know what the amygdala is because Inside Out talks a lot
That's
about
right.
it.
Yeah, warning, it's the alarm system that goes off. There's a threat, we need to worry. And so when gratitude is present, then our amygdala calms down, which means that our body produces fewer inflammatory markers, which is the stuff that causes chronic illness and heart disease and accelerated aging. So basically, your brain physically changes when you practice gratitude. That's what we call neuroplasticity. It's not woo-woo positive thinking. Neurons that fire together wire together. And therefore, every time that you consciously notice, acknowledge, recognize, step into an awareness of something good, you're literally building new neural pathways, and they are healthy ones. I know I've gone on a long time, but one more quick study that I just wanted to share. This is another 2024 study. There's a couple of meta-analyses actually that have come out in the last year or two showing that gratitude interventions reduce anxiety, that reduce depression, they improve life satisfaction. If you're grateful, you tend to exercise more, sleep better, you consume less alcohol. Pretty much in every single facet of life, we see improvements for people who are practicing gratitude with literal gratitude interventions. Right, students, Here's one for kids. Students who are experiencing academic pressure, when they're going through their gratitude moments, key predictor of mental health, key predictor of mental well-being. And when you look at the youth statistics around mental health in Australia at the moment, it's just horrible, right? Anxiety, depression, suicide rates. We're desperately trying everything. Meanwhile, we've got this evidence-based, really simple answer right in front of us. And everyone's like, oh, I'm not going to do gratitude. How lame. It's like, no, hello, this stuff actually works. And you know who it works best for? The people with the biggest struggles.
Yeah, it's interesting. I remember a couple of times after having children and going through bouts of postnatal depression, and your mum actually was the one who brought me a gratitude journal. And she said, I just want you to write 3 things every day that you're grateful for.
And sometimes it feels like such a struggle.
The first time I did it, I honestly, I couldn't think of anything. My life felt so hard. And I rang her and I said, I can't do this. Like, I can't think about, like, I can't find anything. I can't think of anything. And she said, Kylie, even if it's just you're grateful that you can feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. And so for the first probably week or so, it was things like that. I'm grateful that the sun's shining, or I'm grateful for the flower in the garden. Like they were just really...
It's not exactly deep stuff.
Generic things. But over a period of time, it enabled me to start to see things that actually were meaningful, that actually did have depth and purpose in my life that I couldn't see before because my brain was so trained to just see all the bad.
Right. And it's one of those things, right? If you've got a teenager who's having a hard time and you say, well, just tell me something you're grateful for, they're going to slam the door in your face.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those really tricky ones where people who are struggling do not want to and do not feel like they actually can. It's kind of, I can't find anything I'm grateful for. Totally makes sense. I'm not on anyone's case here, but if we can make the extra effort, something happens. The data is, the scientific evidence on this is pretty robust. I did my PhD in positive psychology and I've really walked away from most of what positive psychology is. I think it's been commercialized to within an inch of its life, and the promises of positive psychology have not been delivered as a general rule. But there is one outstanding exception. There's actually a couple of outstanding exceptions, but the one that always stands out to me is gratitude. The evidence here is really, really robust. There are a lot of studies in this area. It works. It makes a difference.
In every case where I've struggled mentally and emotionally, it has been the act of practicing gratitude that has been the beginning of helping me get out of that big dark hole.
So after the break, I'm going to make the argument, or maybe we together will make the argument for why Australia needs this and how we can actually make it happen. Stay with us. This is the Happy Families Podcast, real parenting solutions every day on Australia's most downloaded parenting podcast. If you're enjoying the pod, please share it with your friends. Please like it. Please leave a 5-star rating and review. It helps other people to find the podcast and make their families happier. Kylie, let's talk about Australia culturally. Culturally, gratitude and Thanksgiving, we just push back against it. I mean, we love the commercialization of Halloween, but the idea that we would get into Thanksgiving, every time I bring it up with Australians, they literally they're like, get real. Like there's a real...
I think that it doesn't feel like it's got substance.
Which is so funny. But Australians are not ungrateful people.
No, and I watch this though, because you and I have been very intentional over the years of expressing gratitude to the people that matter most in our lives.
Yeah.
And I would say that the majority of people who find themselves in front of somebody expressing real meaningful gratitude really struggle, that they're not comfortable sitting in that space. Like it really pushes boundaries that there's
a level of vulnerability around it that Australians, I think, are really uncomfortable with. I think also Australians can get really cynical when someone gets sentimental. They're like, oh, what do you want? Or what's your angle? And we've got tall poppy syndrome as well, right? Like tall poppy syndrome, people feel very uncomfortable expressing appreciation or having appreciation expressed about them. And we're not really a very ritualized country. Like we sort of push back against that sort of stuff. I think Thanksgiving solves so many challenges that we have here. And especially at this time of year, the year's winding down. The Christmas madness hasn't kicked in. It just feels like it's the right time. It's spring, so you can have a barbecue out the back. Forget the turkey. No Australian really likes turkey, but we love a barbecue, right? Get the barbie fired up and Nothing else is really competing for attention. I'm really big on it. I think there's arguments for it.
One of the biggest arguments, I think, for Thanksgiving is it actually just teaches our kids to be grateful. And I don't know any parent out there who wouldn't be grateful to have some more gratitude expressed
Yeah.
for all that you do for them.
You can't just say, kids, be grateful. That just never works. But when they see it modeled, and when there's that ritual where gratitude is practiced, not preached, like we do it every week in our home, sometimes every day in our home. But a lot of families, I've sat with people and they've come into our home and they've experienced that gratitude circle that we do, and they're like, never seen anything like that before. That just felt beautiful. Like people, oh my goodness, it just feels so good. And when you get the entire family, hopefully, if the whole family's near you, are sitting around the table, like you got your parents, you got the kids, you got the grandparents, they're sharing a couple of things that they're grateful for in the last year. That's it's pretty deep.
So we do generalized gratitude things, but then on birthdays, we actually share what we're grateful for about
that person,
individual people.
Yeah.
And I recently celebrated my birthday, and one of my children, she actually shared that one of the things that she was grateful for was the way in which I express my gratitude to the people that are important in my life.
I'm grateful for your gratitude.
And she reminded me of a time where I was really trying hard to practice gratitude. And I took 14 days, I did 2 weeks worth. Every morning I woke up, I wrote 10 things I loved about one specific person. And once I'd gone through that process, I thought, what's the best way that I could gift this?
So sorry, let me say that again. You've got 14 friends. And you write 10 things that you love about them, 10 things you're grateful for about them each.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 140 things in total.
Yeah.
10 things per person. Okay, cool.
And so I decided at the last minute that instead of just sending it in a card to them, that I would actually take the time to go and sit with them and share those things with them. And my daughter, as she was sharing, she remembered that experience and remembered me sharing the experiences I got to share with people that are so meaningful to me and have had such an impact in my life. But we don't often take the time to explain and express in detail why. We'll often say thank you, or, that was amazing. I really appreciate your help.
Yeah, but I'm grateful to you because of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and J.
This is how you impact my life on a really personal level. And I was so grateful for her remembering that, because it brought it to my remembrance, and it just made me savor those friendships even more.
Well, I'm so grateful that you're grateful that she remembered that, and now that you've remembered that, because now we can all be grateful that you did that. I love it. Gratitude just feels so good. I want to move us toward a conclusion. We need to wrap this up. The benefits, from my point of view, are that kids get to hear family members, parents, grandparents, siblings, sharing their perspectives, their vulnerabilities, their appreciation, their recognition.
It just becomes a normal part of conversation, right?
Yeah. And so long as you don't get too formulaic about it. I mean, we used to be like, what are your 3 things? Okay, next. What are your 3 things? Okay, next. Whereas now, the first thing might lead to a 5-minute conversation, and then we're like, oh, hang on, we've got to go back. What are your other things? What else are you grateful for? And it becomes this beautiful thing where everyone starts to notice good things. And you know what? You can also be grateful for bad things. I think that it's really important to highlight that. We always focus on how we're grateful for all this good stuff, but I often like to reflect on the things that have happened that are horrible that I'm grateful for as well. Like, I wish that I hadn't broken my neck and my back in that surfing accident. I know that it really scared a lot of people when that happened a couple of years ago, but I'm really grateful. Number one, that I'm okay, but number two, I'm grateful for how it helped me to be grateful for my physical mobility. Going through that hard thing helped me to realize just how fortunate I am, how good my life is, because I've got that capacity. We talk about how Australia is a great country. We call it the lucky country for a reason, right? We are so fortunate to live here. Grateful to be able to sit around the table with people and listen to them. I gave my mum a call the other day and said, Mum, I'm just calling you because I can. Because she's lost both of her parents and my dad's lost both of his. And I know one day that's going to be me. One day I'm not going to be able to ring my mum. And I just said, I can ring you, and that's such a privilege. I'm so grateful that I can. I don't want to let that go, so that's why I'm ringing you, because you're my mum, I love you, and I'm really grateful for you. And I just wanted you to know that, because I can tell you that today. I can actually tell you. So I think it builds family connections. Do you need a special day for it? No, of course not. Can you do it whenever you want? Yeah, of course you can. But having that special day, I just like it. So let's wrap this up by talking about how we can make it happen, what it could look like. I reckon have a barbecue. Forget the roast turkey. I already highlighted that. I reckon go to the beach or go down to the local park or have a backyard gathering. If you've got different traditions, multicultural traditions, just bring that to the table and find ways to be grateful for it. What else, Kylie? Got to send out the invites. It's Thursday night. There's only a few days to go, but who cares? Start small. Just do it, right? Like, it's the last Thursday of November. So just say this Thursday night, we didn't have any plans. Now we do. We're going to do Thanksgiving.
Maybe just have a lickety-stick activity in the backyard.
A what activity?
A lickety-stick.
I don't think...
Paddle pops.
We've been married for 29 years. I don't think I've ever heard you say lickety-stick activity.
There you go.
What is that?
I just said paddle pops in the backyard.
Oh, so literally just say for Thanksgiving we're going to get together and have just dessert in the backyard.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be a big deal.
Fair call.
For people who have either, number one, you have so many people that you want to invite over and it's going to be a major event, or if it's something that's quite uncomfortable or foreign to you to actually do the expressing, you could just have a gratitude tree and you could actually, kind of write things and attach it to the tree and everyone gets to read them. So you're still having the experience.
We did that years ago.
We did. And it's beautiful.
And it was great because every time we walked past the lemon tree that was near the front door, we'd see this lemon tree full of labels and tags that we'd stuck on the tree or tied onto the tree. And it was like, that tree is full of all these labels and tags of things that our family is grateful for. Yeah, it was really, really great.
So whatever it looks like, I think it's just about being intentional.
Yeah, I'd say three things. Number one, you want to make it kid-friendly. Number two, you want to record it somehow so that you can look back and say, oh, yeah, this is the stuff that we were grateful for last year. Like, imagine next year, you're saying, last year we said this. What about this year? Where are we at? Here's the conversation. I think the conversation starter. After everyone's eaten, just go around and share one or two or three things that you're grateful for from last year. One person who made a difference in your life. And one thing that you're looking forward to in the coming year, one thing that you're looking forward to being grateful for, like a future anticipated schedule of gratitude, if you like. For me, that's what it's all about. If your family is dealing with conflict, I think this can be a bonding experience. It's not about pretending problems don't exist. It's about saying
it's changing your focus.
Yeah,
there's problems everywhere. There's hard everywhere.
Love it.
But we can either focus on that or we can focus on goodness.
Yep.
And goodness is going to show us the sunshine more than the rain.
And if people say that they're too busy, I'm just going to call it. I'm going to have a mic drop moment here. Provocative, but it takes an hour, 2 hours, once a year to do this. How many hours of Netflix did you watch this week? How many hours of TikTok or Instagram have you scrolled this week? Find the time. This stuff actually works. Reality is we can't control a lot of stuff that happens to us. We can't prevent illness and loss and hardship. It's going to happen. It's going to hit us. But we can control our attention. We can decide to notice what we are grateful for in our lives. We can get our families together. We can practice gratitude together. So our challenge is make Thanksgiving 2025 happen in your house this Thursday night, the final Thursday of November. Put it in the calendar, tell the family, invite your friends over, make it happen, even if it's not perfect, even if the food's overcooked, even if you're just having lickety-stick paddle pops in your backyard, even if your teenager's rolling their eyes and going, this is so lame, I can't believe I have to do this. Even if your dad comes over and makes inappropriate jokes. Don't worry about it. The point is you did it. You've created a ritual. You've practiced gratitude as a family because the science is clear. Americans stumbled on this like 400 years ago. Neuroscience is now proving it. They've built a holiday around gratitude and family, and Australians are pushing against it. I just can't comprehend it. We don't need their history. We don't need their traditions. We can do it the Australian way. But we would be fools not to learn from this science. Thanksgiving 2025. We're all in. How about you? The Happy Families podcast is produced by Justin Rulon from Bridge Media. Mim Hammonds provides additional research, admin, and other support. Thanks for listening. We hope that you got something out of this, and we hope that this Thursday night you feel grateful in some special way. We'll be back tomorrow with more on the Happy Families podcast.